There are moments in life that quietly split everything into a before and an after. For CEO Richard Lawson, that moment arrived on a stormy Tuesday morning inside the glass tower that carried his name. Rain lashed against the windows as billion-dollar negotiations echoed through the boardroom. But just outside those polished doors, another kind of storm was unfolding, one no one had noticed. Maria Alvarez, a 26-year-old night cleaner, moved through the building like a shadow. For 3 years, she had worked silently, arriving early, leaving late, careful not to be seen. Beneath her uniform, she hid Bruise's marks of a life filled with fear, not failure. At home, Maria lived with violence. Her once gentle boyfriend had become unpredictable and cruel. Nights were filled with shouting, slammed doors, and a pain she learned to endure in silence. She stayed because she felt trapped, no family to turn to, no safety net, only her job at Lawson Enterprises keeping her afloat. Richard Lawson lived in a different world entirely. At 38, he was one of the city's youngest self-made CEO. Respected, wealthy, and isolated. His success had cost him his marriage and distanced him from his teenage daughter. Surrounded by yes-men, he had stopped seeing the people who kept his empire running. Until that morning, a spilled cup of coffee in the executive lounge brought them face to face. Maria flinched when she saw him, instinctively covering her cheek. Richard noticed the fading bruise beneath her skin. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't accidental. Their eyes met for the first time. He didn't look away. Instead of asking sharp, intrusive questions, Richard did something unexpected. He sat down. He spoke gently. He asked if she was safe. He told her she didn't have to pretend. Those words cracked something open. A single tear escaped Maria's eye before she fled the room, leaving him alone with his thoughts. Richard didn't sleep that night. The next day, he reviewed her file, shocked by how little she earned and how invisible she had been to the system. He questioned his HR department about support for abuse victims, about mental health resources, and about employee safety. The answers were vague. There were no real policies in place. So Richard chose to become the answer himself. When Maria returned to work days later, she found small changes waiting for her kind. Greetings from colleagues. A small care package on her cart, and later, Richard himself. He didn't pressure her, simply handed her a card with contacts for a women's shelter, legal aid, and counseling services. When she looked up, confused, and asked him why, his voice broke. Because once my daughter was told to stay quiet and I didn't listen. That night, Maria took her first step toward a new life. She called the shelter. With their support, she began to heal. Richard quietly paid for her counseling, arranged for her to have a safer daytime shift, and began reshaping his company's policies from the inside out. He introduced anonymous reporting systems, abuse support programs, and empathy training for the entire leadership team. The company changed, and so did Richard. Maria moved into a safe shared home, obtained a restraining order, and completed her GED through company-sponsored classes. One afternoon, she found a letter in her locker. You are stronger than you know. When you're ready, there's a desk job waiting for you. No pressure, just belief. Months later, Maria walked into the HR department, confident and hopeful, no longer hiding her scars, ready for her interview. From his office above, Richard watched not with pride, but with profound gratitude, because one simple act of kindness had saved 2 lives. If you or someone you know is in an unsafe situation, please know there is help available. You are not alone. Resources are linked in the description below. If you believe in the power of kindness, second chances, and quiet courage, subscribe for more stories that inspire. Together, we can turn compassion into real change.